Yo, what's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to the podcast, another episode of Caffeine and Green with your man, Connor Cardenas. And before we get into it today, I just want to give a huge shout out to the title sponsors of Caffeine and Green, which is Seven Seas Roasting Company and Thorn Street Brewery, both coming out of the North and South Park regions of San Diego. So shout out to both of those guys. And just a little bit more about Seven Seas Roasting. Seven Seas Roasting is the home roaster of your man, Mr. Connor Cardenas. That's right. That's where you can find me most days of the week. But why I wanted to shout them out today. For the reason is they have right now, if you go on to the sevenseasroasting.com and use my code C&G at checkout, you're going to get 3 bags of coffee for $30. And that's a no-brainer. I mean, 2 bags of coffee are $32, so you're basically getting a bag of coffee for free. Now, it does exclude the charity roast that we have, but with the new coffees that we have out right now, we have the non-Kali, which is a little bit of almond, a little bit butter cookie, and a little bit of dried mango, which is a Laos coffee, which is really, really nice. And then we have our renowned, just loved El Jaguar coming straight out of Mexico, Siltepec. It's a state that's in Chiapas. Or, I mean, it's in Chiapas. Sorry, I don't mean to say it's a state. But it borders Guatemala. It's amazing. It's chocolatey. It's nutty. It has a little bit of orange zest. It's fantastic. Regardless, if you go ahead and go on to sevenseasroasting.com and pick any of those coffees except for our charity roast, you're going to get that deal 3 for $30. So again, put in CANDG at checkout and you're going to get that deal. My guest today is a Mr. Aaron Henderson. He is the owner of Public Square Coffee in La Mesa, California. And the reason I had him on the show tonight is that he is a business owner. He's just celebrated his 3-year anniversary at Public Square, and that's where I met him for the very first time, at a latte art throwdown, at his spot. And it was amazing. Like, I just wanted, from the looks of the place, from what he was doing, from the vibe they were putting out, I just wanted to talk to this man. And I have to say, it was not a disappointment. He loves hip-hop music. We got down and dirty about that. We got talking about how they're roasting, how they host other roasters at their shops. How they're opening a new facility. I mean, it's a new shop, I should say. It's all positive. It's all love. And it's just a great episode, man. I really hope you guys enjoy it as much as I did. And without further ado, Aaron Henderson, Public Square Coffee. This is your time to shine, homies. Let's go. Caffeine and green. It's your boy Connor. What's good? Good. Caffeine and green. And we are live. Yes. Cheers, sir.
Mabuhay.
Mabuhay. Yo, salud. Fucking, dude, that's so funny. My homies, my wife's Filipino. I was telling you that. She says that shit. At my wedding, they said mabuhay. And then my homies who, here, move forward a little bit, actually. There we go. That's perfect. My fucking homies Andre and Nico Galvez, the brothers Galvez, came over, and they were just mabuhay, like hella loud. It was so awesome. I love that. I'd love to hear that, because you were telling me you're Filipino. You're half Filipino. Damn.
Represent.
Mm-hmm. Dude, do you know where your family's from?
No, you're talking about in PI?
Yeah.
Like in the Philippines? No.
Dude, my wife is her like 99.3% when she got her thing back is like Ilocano or Filipino, yeah. And then it was like from Ilocos Norte. That was like
from the exact area.
Yeah, and that's where her grandfather's from, Tatay, and it's just so funny.
That's some deep roots,
dude. Oh, she's roots, bro.
Yeah,
and she grew up in Hawaii, so like first generation Hawaii, just killing it. It's pretty awesome.
That's legit.
Do you have any desire to trace the family tree to see where your heritage comes exactly from?
Yeah, so I did the 23andMe or whatever.
Yeah.
So I came out 47% Asian.
Damn.
So I don't know how it gets a percentage in there. To me, I thought everything's just kind of 50-50, but yeah. So,
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah. My dad's like 6 foot, blonde hair, blue eyes, typical Caucasian guy.
Okay.
And all like Northern European stuff, and then my mom's side of the family's second generation Filipinos.
Okay.
Yeah, my grandparents came over as refugees during World War II.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my grandpa was like one of the military officers for the Filipino guerrillas fighting the Japanese.
Whoa, what?
Yeah.
That's your grandpa was one of those guys?
Yeah.
Damn.
And they got brought over as a refugee if he, promised service. So he ended up serving in the military. Retired a 2-star lieutenant general. Yeah.
Wow. So he got up there.
Colonel. Yeah.
That's the Army?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I mean, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, he was airborne, 82nd Airborne.
So he jumped out of planes.
Yeah.
And then what did he do on
Thousands
the
of
ground?
times.
Is like you had to like.
Dude, long story. It should be a movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm hoping like one of my cousins. I have a cousin up in. I have 2 cousins up in Hollywood, and I'm hoping some of them will make a movie on them someday.
Is that epic?
Oh, dude. Yeah, he was POW. He was Bataan Death March. He has 2 Purple Hearts. Yeah, dude, he was a spy for a little bit for the American. Yeah.
Dude, what a G.
Yeah, because he's technically half Japanese. So his original name was Takahashi Tsutsumi. So so he changed his name to Rudy Paraiso when he came to the United States. He took a Filipino name, but his original name was Takahashi Tsutsumi because he's half Japanese. His dad was Japanese.
Wow.
Yeah, so he did like spy stuff during World War II.
For which country?
For the U.S. as a U.S. Army intelligence. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. He's got a crazy story.
Dude, that's deep. Okay.
Yeah.
Before we even get into that, let's get it off the let's get it out there who you are.
Yes.
Yes, this is Aaron Henderson, y'all. He is the owner of Public Square Coffee in La Mesa. That's correct, right?
You got it, man. You nailed it.
Okay. Yeah. And Aaron, just welcome to the show. I'm really hyped. I wanted to introduce you to everybody, all the listeners, and I have a lot of coffee people, so this will definitely be something cool. I've had people approach me here and be like, oh, dude, sick. Like, I listen to your podcast. I'm like, oh, sick. I love the coffee ones. Hell yeah. So, Aaron, that's why you're here.
Yeah, man, I'm humbled. Super humbled.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Thank you.
Tell me about Public Square. Why did you want to start a coffee shop? Cafe. Because you guys have like a kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pretty. I mean, we have a limited menu, but it's a pretty significant food menu too. Yeah.
Yeah. So would you consider yourself like a specialty coffee shop cafe, or is like a specialty cafe?
So one of my biggest pet peeves with coffee is the fact that coffee's so freaking good, but it's also so freaking good with food.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was a pet peeve of mine that to go to a shop and not have good food, and then be like, oh man, but I'm hungry.
Mm-hmm.
And then have to leave a spot that I've already settled in, that I already enjoying, that I'm already, hanging out with, and then have to leave to go to some restaurant or something. And then vice versa. Like I hate going to a restaurant, getting some good breakfast, some good brunch or something, and then go like, oh man, I wish I had a good cup of coffee to go with this.
Not this diner coffee kind
yeah,
of
and
thing.
it shouldn't only be at my house where I'm able to make good coffee and good food, So but if you go to Australia, or you go to like, Northern Europe and Scandinavian areas, Ireland. I mean, a lot of the shops out there, like food's a normal part of the coffee shops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in a way, it's kind of similar to bars on the East Coast. I mean, I heard you have to serve food if you're having beer there.
Yeah.
So
it's part of the license.
Yeah. So part of like these bars that are just like, oh, just bar food. It's like, no, the bar food there is exceptional.
Yeah.
And I've seen other like Triple D's and all these other food shows where it's like people are stoked on that. So why not translate that to coffee?
Right.
So that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to do like that great food with amazing coffee.
Yeah. To me, it's both. Like why should it have either or? It's why can't it be both and? I hate having to settle for something.
So would you say? Do you come up with the menus?
So we've had 2-3 different chefs since we've been there.
Okay.
And then I've been a large part of the creative process with the food. I mean, the whole menu is really just based out of things that we have passion for, so we have like, actually that's like kind of a pact that we have with each other and with the whole team.
Yeah.
Is like, if we don't all like it and we don't believe in it, if I'm not putting something on my menu that we're not in love with, it's just not worth it. Like, I'm not going to follow the Joneses just because everyone else is doing it.
Yeah.
Like case in point, I love matcha. I went to Japan. I stayed on a freaking matcha farm. So
sick.
I'm into like, I love it when it tastes like dirt, I just love the straight, earthy flavors and earthy tones and everything. My entire staff does not like matcha.
Okay.
So it's like,
okay.
I don't care what the freaking trend is. I don't care if, that is the thing in San Diego. It's matcha. We're going to do what we believe in, we're going to put it on our menu if we believe in it. And if we don't believe in it, we're not going to put it on our menu. So it's like the whole thing has been built around passion, you know?
Hell yeah.
So
I'm about that. That's the fucking La Pasión. Dude, get it in there, man. So that said, was that a key decision on why you wanted to start a cafe? Like, was it a lifelong dream? Was it a lifelong passion to open up a specialty coffee shop?
Yeah, man. I'm an extrovert. I love being around people. I love creating community. I love networking people. You know, it's what gives me life. It gives me, you know, I feel purpose and connection, you know, by connecting with other people. And then like beyond that, I love connecting people with other people, you know?
Yeah.
And the synergy that comes from just playing to each other's strengths, you know, and seeing like this, all the, you know, I love how, I mean, like somebody's like, oh man, I wish I really knew like a carpenter. And I'm like, oh dude, I got a freaking amazing carpenter. You know, he's a homie of mine. We've known each other for 14 years and he did this shit's legit, you know, like give him a call, tell him I called, you know, I sent you. Like, I love that experience of connecting people, you know, especially when it turns into bigger things, you know? So yeah, the whole thing comes out of passion. And when I was in, you know, high school, I mean, that was the thing you could do if you're underage, you know, it's like, you can't go out to bars, you know, but you can go to a coffee shop and hang out with your friends and smoke cigarettes and stay out till late at night. You know, drink coffee and smoke cigarettes till 1 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the morning or whatever it is. So I got, you know, into that connection. And then I'm also an artist, you know, I've grown up in the artist scene and just the impact that coffee has had on the culture of the art scene. And then music too, you know, like music's always been a passion of mine. But San Diego, I mean, you've been here for how many years now?
10 years.
Okay. So you've been here long enough to know that we have legit talent here.
Bro,
like, it's
people be sleeping on SD on the real, on every, like you pick a category, sleeping.
Yeah.
Doesn't even matter. Put it across the board.
It doesn't matter if you're going to, I mean, think of how many pro athletes have come out of San Diego. Think of how many, you know, number one chart topping artists have come out of here. Actors have come out of here.
Kawhi Leonard went to SDSU.
Dude.
Just all I'm saying.
Yeah. No doubt. You know, but we're smack dab right in between Tijuana and Los Angeles, you know? And I'm just like, why are we not just popping with artists, you know? And I think
that's what kind of makes it tight though.
It is and it isn't,
kinda,
you know? Well, I just kind of feel like you feel like if you're an artist here in San Diego, I think you feel a little undersupported, you know?
I believe that.
Especially that, I mean, we're a tourist scene. We're a military, you know, scene. We're now becoming university. We're biotech, you know.
Dude, super biotech.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
You know, biotech and science and everything. And so I don't know. I just feel like if you're an artist, I mean, that's the way I felt, is that you're just like a little undersupported, a little out of, and then we just don't, you know, we think different. You know, our brains think differently. You know, I always felt like an outsider. So I really, really wanted to create a space where people feel connected, you know, and coffee was just like an easy way of doing that. But my mom gave me coffee one time when I was like running out the door. I was super tired. She knew I was tired. I told her I had a big test and she's like, here, drink this cup of coffee. You know, I was like 13 at the time, you know, and
Sick.
and she was like always on the cutting edge of like coffee or like the food scene. My parents were both artists and, you know,
she's like a coffee geek.
Yeah. They're both cultured and stuff, you know, but like at the time that was like Kona. You know, like she would get like some like
some Hawaiian coffee.
Hawaiian coffee, like that was the dope stuff at the time, you know. And then she had like there's, you know, different flavored syrups and different flavored creamers and stuff. So she was like doing this jam that no one else was doing at the time, when everyone else was still rocking like the Folgers, you know.
Okay.
So
that's tight.
So I was a little, you know, exposed to like the front end of the coffee scene. You know, since I was a kid, you know. But obviously it's evolved a lot since then. But so I mean. There was a local coffee shop in our town, the Mesa, which I'm born and raised in that area.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay, cool.
And so it has, you know, it's a personal connection, personal passion, you know, for me to just see this part of my town that was part of my life, you know, develop. But there was a coffee shop that had been there for a long time called Cosmos, and it was like a big part of the community, and I saw what it meant to the community. And then you know, I don't know if it was because of mismanagement or timing or whatever, but they decided to shut their doors like abruptly. Like nobody knew.
And they just like one day they were done.
Yeah, employees didn't know. They like showed up and the door was locked.
Yeah.
They showed up to their shift and there was just a sign on the door saying, hey.
Oh, even the employees didn't know?
No, nobody knew.
Whoa,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah, the owner just put a sign that just said, thank you for the last 12 years, and we thank you for what you've meant to us, and we're shutting our doors.
Heavy.
Yeah, so I just found a real clear calling of like, oh, their closed door is your open door. Talk to the owner.
Same space.
Same space.
Same
Yeah,
space.
yeah.
Okay.
But obviously new vision,
Yeah. Obviously, yeah.
new approach,
Wow.
new philosophy. Yeah.
So this is becoming quickly becoming like a little personal interest now that's been happening. And now, so you've been there from the beginning. You were like, yo, I'm going to make this happen. New vision, new space. When you thought about the interior decoration,
Okay.
like when I walk into your space, you have that wall that kind of comes off the wall.
Yeah.
And then you have like plants and the greenery and the white, and it looks really nice. So who does your interior design? Does it like, do you see that vision that's like part of what you need to do?
Yeah.
Or you see it and you need to like create it? Or how did that whole process work?
Yeah. So I did most of the design.
Yeah. Cause I mean,
Yeah.
you're an artist, like that's
Mhm.
what you're saying. So was it in that, like, did you really start to thrive almost like just expand a little? Does that make sense? Like it's I'm like, how am I going to say create, but with so much more eloquently? Like, what was the process? Did you like sit there, draw it out? Did you do it all architecture status? Did you like draw it on a piece of paper?
Yeah.
Oh, look like this,
Yeah. So the name Public Square comes from this idea that every major civilization had a public square. So you had like a piazza, an agora, they called them all kinds of different things, but those town centers where you went for the news and the arts and fashion and marketplace and religion, and like everything was right there in the middle of the city in this public square. And I just kind of felt like our culture, we still have it on the East Coast, like original colonial area. It's like we took what was in Europe and we put it in a lot of the early, early settlers. But by the time we got out to the West Coast, it's lost, dude.
Yeah,
it's like we're just sprawl.
We're just West Coast.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
It's all like it's just suburban sprawl, And so like that sense of like a centered connection, was just kind of lost. And so I wanted to grab that kind of old world idea of just creating a space where people can come, feel belonging, feel connection. And so when it came to the idea of the design, everything's within. So next time you go in, you can kind of geek out on it and have fun.
No, I'm down. That's what I want to know. Yeah.
Yeah. So like every aspect of the design is lines and intersections of lines. So,
okay.
I mean, more intentionally would be like roadmaps. So
Okay.
the symbolism is you're on a road, I'm on a road. Where we intersect is community,
Okay.
right? So you got your road, I got my road. The intersection of those roads is community. So that's the public square.
And
it's
that's
the two main roads in the city, right?
Yeah.
And so, so the entire room is built with grids of connections. So like that whole living wall that we have where all the plants are, the entire thing's a grid wall.
Yeah, because that's the wall I was talking about. It looks like it's
all squares.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
what?
And then on the right hand side, just picture that as like if you had street names, so all this intersection of all these different streets, and and then you got the ropes overhead. It was like you're supposed to like be walking into like a freaking journey, like it's your road. You walk in and the entire thing's like from the door to the wall. It's like you got these ropes that are carrying you through.
Dude, I back that.
Yeah.
It's fucking sick. So everything in the shop is just like, okay, so you have your living wall on the left is like when you're walking in, boom, there it is. What about the right side and then that middle section? Because you have kind of it's like a living room feel almost. Like you can kind of like relax. I mean, maybe that was just because at the event that we were at, I was like, oh yeah, like people are like chilling right now.
No, it's always there.
Yeah.
The couch is always there.
Okay.
Those two little kind of like sitting chairs are always there.
Yeah.
And then we have those squares that we built that are like, sitting in the middle, like ottomans or for your, little stools. But yeah, if you look at the whole wall, that wall actually connects to that little corner where we have the painting and the mural in the corner. All the lines are connected to each other. So they all flow. And even the lines that are coming off the bar, the angle of the little wires that we have on the bar. Dude, I've never told anybody this, dude.
This is awesome.
Do you know?
I'm geeking out right now.
I've never told this publicly. I've told this to, a couple friends of mine, but it's funny. I'm glad you asked. But yeah, so like if you look at the bar, the bar seating in the front corner,
Yeah.
the lines on those bars, the weldings go with the direction of the wall. So they
What the fuck?
yeah.
That's deep,
Yeah,
bro.
they do. So they all go together.
Yo.
Yeah. So it's like the whole place. And you look at the tiles in the back, all of our subway tiles, they're not just standard staggered subway tiles. They're all squares facing towards each other.
Wait, a square facing towards each other? How's that work?
So like you take 6-inch by 3-inch, square. I mean, a rectangle.
Oh, rectangle.
And then put them together, and now it becomes a square.
Oh.
So then we switch it, so it goes this way.
Dude, I have to see it when I
get
get there.
Yeah,
I have
dude.
to see it.
So it just makes all these squares with subway tiles on the back.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I can go through. I mean, I can keep going. Everything from like the boards to the back of the wall to even that thing in the middle. We made it out of like strips of plywood.
Yeah.
So that we could get those lines from the plywood. So we turned the plywood sideways. So it's literally like dozens of these strips of plywood.
So when you're talking about lines and you're, everything is directional, it's going this way. Are you also aiming them all kind of at where the espresso machine is and like kind of at the head bar?
No.
Or is there like a southeast point, or are they going like that? Are they like, I mean, sorry for people who can't, it's like going straight and going to the right, something like that?
Yeah. No, it's more for it's just traveling. It's just when you walk in, I want you to feel like a sense of like you're being pulled towards the back wall, like you're on a journey.
This is where my journey's leading me to.
Yeah, this is where my
my
journey's like leading me in. But at the same time, when you look to the right and to the left, like nothing's done in like an overly pretentious or over hip way to where people are not going to feel like they're, welcomed. They're not going to fit in.
Yeah.
So and then the back wall, we did all murals through one of my buddies that I've known for years. He's one of the freaking best graffiti artists in San Diego. His name's Saki.
Sick.
But so he did the whole back wall, and I knew the design itself was going to be kind of eclectic, like this kind of convergence of these different styles. So like I think your average designer or architect will probably walk in and be like, I don't know what he's trying to do here, because it's really this amalgam of these kind of different styles. But that's
Did you say amalgam?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What does that mean?
Just
collection?
Like it's like a collaboration and
okay.
a collection, like a, like you're just kind of
amalgam,
taking all these different things and, putting them together.
Nice.
And, so design wise, maybe it's not really, flowing as much as it should. I don't know. I think if you're a designer, but I wanted it to feel that way. I wanted to feel both a connection and a sense of purpose, but then also a little disconnected because we're all different. Like I didn't want it to be so perfect.
I mean, you can also apply that to the fact that you still have like a bunch of seating outside. Like you have like covered seating outside. That's like incredible.
Yeah.
That adds another 300 feet to your space essentially. So it makes your cafe almost like a little bit bigger, and you already have a big space.
Yeah, we can set like another 30 people outside. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking legit. When I went there, me and my wife, we'd go to coffee shops, and I was like, okay, today we're gonna go to Public Square, because I had moved down here from Leucadia. And dude, before I had planned to go to your spot when I was living in Leucadia, and I'm like, damn, we're gonna drive all the way to La Mesa from Leucadia. I was talking to my wife.
It's a trek.
I was like, dude, it's like 30 minutes to the 8, and then we're gonna go another like 20 minutes to eat. I was like, that's like an hour. We'll wait till we move to North Park.
Yeah.
Moved to North Park. I was all going to Public Square. Let's go. And we like chilled, kicked it. It was really tight. I love the fact that you have multiple roasters, but that's also one thing I wanted to get into as well, because you're gonna be moving away from that, and you're gonna be roasting.
Yes and no.
Yes and no.
Yeah. So I try to be like really intentional about the entire space, right? Because I want some of it is subliminal, and then I want some of it to be like, straight in your face of like, okay, I love what they were trying to do there, but I also want there to be a lot of stuff that's really nuanced. Like you didn't understand, like, oh shit, like I just got sucker punched, like I didn't see that coming. Like that was dope. So I want people to have that kind of feel where they're always constantly kind of discovering a little bit of something that we were doing that we weren't doing before.
Okay.
But everything we're doing is intentional. Like I don't do something until I've kind of thought about it from, 4 or 5 different angles. And then it's like, okay, if we're going to do it, let's do it. And let's do it this way, But with the multi-roasters, like we thought, okay, day one, we're all about community. Mm-hmm. We're all about, sharing ideas and, sharing like collaboration of all these different people, So why not do that with the roasts?
Yeah.
You know, and with specialty coffee, it's like we knew that was going to be an education process. And so we know some people are going to roast to, you know, maybe the darker side of it, you know, or the more, you know, bolder side of it, you know. So we can bring in roasters that maybe fit the different, you know, parts of our program,
Okay.
you know, and then we can let our customers be on a journey, you know, rather than just being like, oh, all the same coffee, you know. So
do you have it like separate? Like you'll have like one roaster on espresso, one on maybe like single origin, and like one on batch.
it's typically
All
how we
at the
do
same
it.
time.
Yeah. We'll have
Damn.
different roaster on batch. We have a different roaster on our cold brew. We have a different roaster on our pour overs. We usually have like maybe 2 or 3 different pour overs, all different roasters.
Damn.
And then we'll have a single origin, and then our main our main spro. You know, so we'll have at any moment we have like 3 to 5 different roasters.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. I mean, like, I know you were doing different roasters because I've been in there. Both times I've been in there, I've seen a new roaster.
Yeah.
Or just something I didn't notice before, but like, you had steady state in there. And I know Elliot does amazing things. And then Auggies. Dude, the guys from Auggies were super awesome.
They're the shit.
I loved hanging out
Those
with
guys
them.
are those guys are authentic, legit people.
Yeah.
Day
Dude,
one.
Super
Yeah.
cool.
Those guys have helped us out before we opened. I mean, they were one of our first roasters.
Fuck yeah.
Or they were. Them and Pilot were our first roasters.
Bro,
So-
I was told about them from a friend who's from the Redlands, and he came in here and he said, "Have you ever heard of Auggies?" I said, "Nah." In this shop, and he brought me a bag of their coffee. He's like, "You need to try this." So he said, "Make a pour over." I was all right. So I make a pour over it, and I sipped it. And I was all, yo. I looked at whoever was behind the bar. I was like, "You need to try this. Just try this." And they tried it. What coffee's this? I was like, this fucking place called Auggies. And dude, this is only a couple months ago. I'd never heard of this place.
No way.
I've been faulted for this. I got faulted for this on Sunday. They were like, "Bro, I never heard of Onyx." And they were all, "You never heard of Onyx?" I was like, "Bro, I focus on the coffee. I don't focus on companies.
Yeah.
All right, cool. There's a million companies. I'm still finding out about new shops in San Diego, but I focus on the coffee, if that makes sense.
Dude, that's legit. It's legit.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
And I have so many other activities I do outside of work that it's like, once work's done, if I'm thinking about coffee, it's thinking about recipes and what might go better together, like a culinary approach to it. So
Right.
I don't pay attention to companies, but yeah,
It
Auggies,
goes back to what I was talking about earlier with the idea of passion. You know, it's like you do it because you love it and because you have passion for it, not because everyone else is doing it. So I love the idea that you're like, I've never heard of these people before, which means you're only focused on what you love.
Yeah,
You're not focused on what other people are doing.
bro.
You know? That's dope.
I love trying their coffees though. Going to your spot, you're able to get a different espresso, a different batch brew. And that's what I did before I even went to your spot the day that I actually met you, which was awesome. Then we should talk about that as well. But now the one thing I did want to ask you about, so is when you are in your space, you have a roaster in like the front of the shop.
Right.
And so you said yes and no. Are you what's the no part? Like, are you still going to obviously bring in other roasters, but when do you start roasting?
So we've been roasting.
Oh, you've already started.
Well, on that little roast, it's just a little 2.5 kilo.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like this little Frankenstein roaster I bought off my buddy, and his name's Josh. And dude, a lot of people here in San Diego knew who he was, but he moved up to Portland, took his roaster with him. I told him, "If you want to sell it, let me know." And so he wanted to sell it. So my son and I, we went up to Portland, drove it back, and it's just a fun little
Sick.
adventure. And then I tricked it out and, you know, powder coated it and put our logo on it and all kinds of stuff. And
Sick.
so we've been like messing around with that and just getting our feet wet with roasting for, you know, about a year. But then recently, we just bought Bird Rock's old Gießen off of them.
How big?
They're 15A. Yeah.
A 15A?
Yeah, that's the model of the Gießen. Yeah,
Is that like a 5 kilo?
It's a 15 kilo.
15 kilo.
Yeah.
Damn, bro, you're gonna be pushing.
Yeah, so we'll move some coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about yes and no. That's
Yeah.
like a yes. That's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
yes. 15 kilo. That's bigger than what we have here.
Yeah.
That's a
So-
5 right there.
Yeah. So we'll be able to do some legit roasting.
Damn,
off of it.
bro,
Yeah, so.
good for you.
And that's the one that Bird Rock won Micro Roast of the Year on, from Roast Magazine. So we feel like it's got a little good juju with it,
All right.
Yeah.
Put that juju on that beat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Damn, dude, that's crazy. So, who's your head roaster? Do you have a head roaster?
Dude, well, it's going to be most likely a collaboration between
just roasters.
Yeah. So Noah right now, who's our shop manager, who's also my son. So
okay.
He's 21, freaking amazing. But him and Marco are going to be heading it up.
Marco, yeah, he's been on the show. Yes. Yeah, fuck yeah.
So
damn.
Yeah, he came over with the mindset of like heading up our roasting program.
That's what he was saying. So I mean, we had talked about it before, and he was like, don't say nothing. Like, yeah, bro, like I ain't saying nothing.
Yeah, it's been on the down low.
It's been on the DL for a minute. But then like the first night he was there, everybody was all at the 3-year anniversary. He's like, today was like my first day. It's like, oh shit, okay, cool, yeah. I was like, oh, everybody knows now. Okay, cool. But I was telling him like, bro, if you ever need help, fucking just holler.
Dude, appreciate it, man.
Honestly, because I've worked on this Dietrich 5K. Dude, I've never had the same roaster at any job I've ever, like in coffee.
Mm-hmm.
The first roaster I started on, I'm sorry if you guys have heard this, obviously, it's a Probat L12 and is a refurbished 1951 at Zoom Bar. And then I uncrated and set up and fucking seasoned and, whatever, but it was a SF25. That was just... Talk about just sink or swim, bro. You gotta figure it out. And then it went from that to now I'm on this 5 kilo Dietrich, and this is a completely different roaster. It's ceramic plates with radiant heat. The SF25 is like 3 burners in a single drum barrel, and then you got the fucking Probat, which is a double barrel with 3 burners. It's 2 burners. That was just like, so many.
And everybody swears by him. Everyone you talk to,
bro,
like, oh no, this is the best.
Dude,
like,
Probats are really good. Probats are really good.
Yeah.
They forever have. My blessing. San Francisco was great. It works. I did personally have, it was probably just my inexperience. It had nothing to do with the roaster, obviously. But I would like scorch a lot easier. I wasn't as good as with the single barrel drum and the 3 burners. I figured it out eventually, but I remember at the beginning I was like scorching and tipping them super, super gnarly. And then when I got on the Dietrich, I felt restricted with the air controls, but once you learn to maneuver, it's more about the radiant heat and everything. And you figure it out. You just figure it out.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's as an up and coming roaster, you've only been roasting for a year essentially. Now you have a team of guys who are young into roasting. Do you feel like you're gonna encourage maybe roaster classes, roaster seminars, coffee fests, like utilize these things where there's seminars and people can like really expand on thoughts about like roast profiling, espresso profiling, how it translates to the barista, how to, things like that?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, we talked about Elliot earlier. We got Bird Rock, I feel like, we can look at, Q grading, we can look at, roaster classes, we can look at, but I would like to keep it real, man. I mean, we got to
figure it out as you go.
Well, no, our backyard, to me, it's like the reason our beer scene blew up here in San Diego is because everybody was so supportive of each other and everyone helped each other out. And I just kind of feel like, why not do that with coffee?
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't we be the best coffee shop, or the best coffee spot, in all of the world? Why aren't we on the map just like we are for beer? Why wouldn't we?
Dude, yeah.
And so to me, it's like, we have enough friends here, enough connections, and people who are, we got, the Dark Horse boys, and we got our friends from, OB Beans, and like we got so many friends here in San Diego that are already roasting.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, dude, let's start connecting. Let's start meeting together, start sharing what we're doing. I mean, yeah, we're all on different, different roasters, and they're all going to have the different styles of how they, maneuver and, their machines, but a lot of it's universal, just. Yeah,
more or less.
Yeah. So it's just learning and sharing ideas and sharing tricks. And
but you have to become like small kind obsessed.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. 100%,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like that idea of like rising tides raises all ships, it's
Mm-hmm.
it's like, man, if you're doing good, then I'm going to do good. If we're all, it's like, let's share ideas. To me, it's like, if I got it for free, which means I thought of it, which didn't cost me a dime, then I'm going to give it away for free. And it's like that it's that mindset of like, if I'm afraid of giving this away, I mean, Marco and I were just talking about that last night, but it's like, if I'm afraid of giving away my idea to you, because I'm afraid you're going to rip off whatever I'm doing, then that means that I really don't believe in myself to be able to come up with new shit.
Well, that too, but I mean, I think I used to think that way. I don't mean to cut you off, sorry, but
no,
I, like,
go for
on
it,
that,
dude.
on that, but I think that's,
I
think that's a really important point because there's so many people who bite shit. It's honestly, it's all about the person who's doing it to make it look better. That's, if I told you this idea and you were like, you know what, that's a really good fucking idea, I'm going to do it. There's no way in fucking hell that you're going to do it the same exact way I was going to do it. You might do, it might look exactly similar to like the outside perspective, but the swag and the perception and the way that you portray yourself or the image that you're trying to portray for your company, it can't be replicated. It's no two people are going to have the same ideas. Anybody in the world, everybody has like a different mode, like a different way of thinking.
Yeah, you put your own spin on it.
You put your own spin, your flavor, your swag. I mean, the fact of the matter is, I mean, I have ideas of what I would want to do for my own cafe, but I know I don't even trip on it because, bro, I know nobody's going to do it the way I'm going to do it. Like, if you know me and when it comes out and the way I like see it, that's why I wanted to ask you about an interior thing. Cause bro, I have it in my brain, the way how I would do it. And it's like, I don't even know how I'd get this out. I would need to tell somebody and like minus me actually doing it. Be like, nah, you need to do it exactly like this, exactly like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, I'm not worried about it because I know nobody's going to do it the way I'm going to do it. You're not in this brain of mine, bro. Like, it doesn't, there's no way. I don't care. You could go ahead and steal the idea. Mine's still going to be sicker. You know? But that's, I mean, I appreciate that. I think that's sick. I think that's a really good thing. But yeah, I mean, if you believe in your idea, fuck it. Just go for it. I mean, that's what you did. You started a business, bro. That's the hardest thing. People don't take the leap. People don't get out there and just like hustle and motivate. Some people just sit there and talk about it all day. Just yap. You don't get nothing done. That's why you're here. That is why you were here today, sir. So yes, with, you know, what would you say is your main focus right now? I mean, you have a 15 kilo roaster. You've already been roasting. The roaster's already seasoned, so you don't even have to season the roaster. Are you making profiles? Are you, is Marco and your son, are they coming together and researching things together and kind of figuring out further profiles that they want or want to replicate or stuff like that?
I think right now, I mean, the main focus for them at this stage in the game, since we're so early, I mean, we're still like, it's because the new roaster's in our new spot, so we haven't even set it up yet. So we have a new spot that we're opening.
Another location.
I didn't bring that up yet.
Yeah, no. What the hell? What? Really?
Yeah.
Where?
Down in National City.
Oh.
Nasty town, dude.
Wow. Is it a production facility?
No. So it's right there on 8th and Main. So that little spot, dude, keep your thumb on it. It's about to come up big time. So
in National City?
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, it's 2 exits from downtown. It's right on the bay. Great weather. It's right on the other side from the military base. But just easy access. You got the 54, you got the 94, you got the 805, the 5, you got the end of the 15. So it's like, it's easy connection to get in and out of there. But yeah, the little spot that we're going right now is a 4,500 square foot building. And we're putting, there's going to be a co-working space in the back. And then,
co-working space.
Yeah.
Yo.
And then there's going to be a roastery. And then we got a full kitchen, with baking ovens and whole 9 yards. And then we got our coffee shop.
Dude, you should have like a restaurant.
It's a venue too, yeah.
And a venue.
Yeah.
Like with a stage?
Yeah, because our current spot, did you know we do venue music and hip hop and all kinds of stuff at our current spot?
I mean, I know you did the 3-year anniversary party, but I didn't know like you do like it gets popping.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
really?
every month, almost every week. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Wow.
We have all kinds of different shows there.
Okay.
So we take all the furniture off the middle, and that becomes a stage.
That makes sense.
Yeah, we have a nice sound system in there. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it goes off.
Dude,
too,
that's legit.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it local artists? Is it what else?
Yeah, I mean, going back to original vision, like we want to support local artists, So it's most venues in San Diego are pay to play, like you can't get really stage time without paying for it. And for us, it's like no, it's all relational. If we think you got the the chops for it, and you think you'd be a
yeah,
good
you
fit
gotta
and
be
connection.
coming. You gotta be coming correct.
Yeah, man.
Like you can't be like a half-ass. Like nah, fool. If you're gonna be good, you gotta be good to be on
Yep.
the stage.
Yeah.
You can play for free, but you gotta be good.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
And it all comes out of community, you know. It's all like connection, you know, through relational equity through the shop.
Okay. I back that. I
Yeah.
like that a lot, dude. That's one thing that I've been wanting to take. I love rap, and that's one thing I did want to talk to you about. I mean, obviously, is because before the podcast we were talking about real hip hop, and I brought up AZ, and you were like, bro, if you know AZ, like you're real hip hop, you know, like what's really good. And my favorite song by AZ, for people who don't know who the rapper is, is called Rather Unique. It's like never surrender, no surrender, no retreat. My techniques speak. I'm rather unique. Yo, like the first time I heard that, I already know that's gonna be a tat on me. It's gonna go like in my abs, and it's gonna go around the left side of my body. And it's gonna be like other Nas and like other hip hop. But then the song you give me is DJ Shadow featuring Nas and Pharaoh Monarch, which again, Simon Says. I mean, if you know
Yep.
hip hop, you know what I mean.
Yep.
Tell me about the first time what was the first song that you heard? You were like, yo, and it was hip hop, and you're like, this is it for me. Like this is what I am. Right?
Well, so people are gonna either think this is super legit or not legit, but it's Brass Monkey.
By Beastie Boys?
By Beastie
Why is
Boys.
that not legit?
Yeah,
Fuck it,
so-
that's super legit.
Yeah, but I mean that was my and then from there it went to De La Soul, it went to Tribe Called Quest, it went
Yep.
to I was trying to think of all the old school ones I used to listen to, but
You
Yeah,
ever
I mean,
listen to
that's-
Big Daddy Kane?
no, well, yeah, I mean,
Like Smooth Operator?
yeah, a little bit, he wasn't one, he wasn't one of my favorite ones. But, yeah.
Okay. Smooth Operator.
Yeah.
What about Nas?
Oh yeah,
You love
all
Nas.
time, all
Dude,
time.
Have
yeah.
you seen him ever perform live?
Nope. It's on my list, man. It's on my
Bro.
list. Yeah.
I've seen him twice.
Yeah. I've seen Pharaoh. I've seen Tribe. I've seen all
You seen
kinds
Tribe?
of
Did
yeah.
she Tribe before
Wu-Tang.
Fife died?
Well, so I saw him before Fife died, but then I also saw I saw Fife on his own too as well. So I saw
Nice.
a couple shows with just Fife, so
Damn. Drink a lot of soda, so they call me Dr. Pepper. Like, yo, Five Dog. I fucking love Tribe Called Quest. Wu-Tang. I seen Wu-Tang too. Wu-Tang's cool. Dude, my first concert, or not my first concert, second concert, but I went with my cousin, and it was the Family Values tour. How old are you?
41.
41. Okay,
Yeah.
so we're kind of an age gap. I'm 33. But
Youngin.
yeah. So you might have been actually probably not into it, but I went to it was the year that the Family Values tour with Limp Bizkit was the headliner. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I was in like 8th grade.
That was so good.
Dude, I was so about it, bro.
nookie.
Dude, all about it. But Method Man and Redman
Yeah.
were on that tour, and they came out, bro, just blunts, hella weed, just smoking tough, and I was just like, yes, this is the sickest shit. Like white tees on, it's like, pick it up. What you gonna see? A bag of weed on the floor? What you gonna do? Pick it up. Like, yo, this is amazing. I didn't even know. And then like Method Man went in the chain. He's like, that motherfucker who punched me in the face, fuck you. Like, I remember just like being blown away at these dudes. I was like, who are these guys? Like, I don't even understand it. Because I knew MC Hammer. I knew all these fools because he's from the Bay. And, the Bartman and like New Kids on the Block. But then you see Method Man and Redman. It's like, yo, this is ill. Like, what the fuck? Biggie, Tupac, and then these fools. They're like, hell yeah. And that was, after that, I knew hip hop was like, I'm kind of done with rock music.
I'm going all hip hop.
I'm going all hip hop. Because I was like, little kid, you just listen to everything.
Yeah.
But then it was Dangerous Minds soundtrack. That was like the first tape I ever got. Bro, so mean. Just like put that in there, son. Just Gangsta's Paradise, a couple other tracks on there. Space Jam soundtrack. Yo, if it was hip hop, I was consuming it at an
As much
alarming
as, yeah,
rate.
just taking it all in.
Dude, it didn't even matter.
Wait, so you were in the Bay Area at 13. So you would have been like during Hyro and
Oh, dude,
Del
yeah.
the Funky Homo Sapien.
Growing up in the Bay, once I started getting into the hip hop scene, and then it was like a whole new world, dude. Hieroglyphics, Del the Funky Homo Sapien, the Living Legends, all the way from LA, like that underground
the
scene.
Beat Nuts.
Beat Nuts, but that's like East Coast. So then you get
Oh, I thought they were
the
from
Far
the
Side.
Oh yeah, Far Side. Yeah.
And then Beat Nuts might have been from LA. Sorry, I got that. I got that wrong. Sorry if I'm hip hop heads. And then I started getting into like Big L, AZ, who like Dead Prez, fucking just whatever it was.
So I was taken in the 90s.
Dude, super in the night. I mean, that's when I was growing up. You know, I was born in '86, so Vanilla Ice. My brother gave me like a Vanilla Ice tape when I was like 7. I'm just like dun, 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 you know, just getting it. Yeah, MC Hammer, Michael Jackson, E40, Mac Dre. Like when Mac Dre died, the day he died, oh my God, bro. You couldn't like turn on any Bay Area radio station without hearing Mac Dre. EA Ski, Frontline.
The E40 is like, they're the gods, right? In the Bay Area.
Dude, E40 was always big,
Yeah.
but Mac Dre was the biggest.
That was the
you
biggest
couldn't
deal.
fuck
Yeah.
with Mac Dre. Everybody fucks with Mac Dre. Honor Nicotina, was San Francisco, and there wasn't like, there's San Francisco rappers, but I mean, let's be real. I want the smoke. Whoever wants to talk about this, all the best rappers come out of the East Bay. They do. It's just facts.
Yeah.
Honor Nicotina is, and Pilo, it's from over there. There's good rappers that come out of SF. I'm not hating on SF rappers, but the best rappers in the Bay Area come from the East Bay, and that's just facts. I'm sorry, Mr. Fab, Mac Dre, E40, all the G-Eazy. I mean, G-Eazy's not like a great rapper, but he's okay.
It's debatable.
Yeah, it's super debatable, but he's still the Bay Area. Too Short is from Oakland.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
best rappers are from the East Bay.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's facts. Nickel dime. But yeah, E40 he was big, but he wasn't Mac Dre big. And then when Mac Dre passed, it was like a hole kind of got filled. And dude, it sucks. Like Mac Dre missed the hyphy era, which he was hyphy. You know, I mean,
He's like a godfather.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's 100% how I met so many girls when I was in, when I didn't go to San Diego State, but I partied at San Diego State. Bro, there were so many people from the Bay at State. You just put on New Oakland, Mr. Fab Slaps. You put on any Thizzle Dance, Get Stupid, Feeling Myself, all these slaps. I'm sure you've heard them.
Yeah.
And you put them on a party and just fool, I would be over there just Thiz facing hella hard, just feeling myself, dipping, just gas, brake, dip, just and it's it was so sick.
Yeah.
And it was
I would never guess that you're from the Bay Area, dude.
Never?
Never.
Yeah, right. Dude, I keep it so Bay with it. It's ridiculous. I'm sure.
I love it.
I've actually been hated on. My homie Paul is just bro, you talk about the Bay way too much. I'm like, it's fine. It's fine. But it's
You love what you love, man.
But the hip hop thing
Roots are
too,
roots.
though. It's you bring it back to the hip hop thing. It's it really is part of the culture there.
Mm-hmm.
It's everybody loves the music there. I mean, and you have to be from there. Some people fuck with it, some people don't.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you have everything there. I mean, you have Honor Nicotina, who just absolutely murders it. I mean, I saw him at 4th and B down here in downtown years ago. And watching him do Smoked Open Rap, Scotty 15, Crack Raider. I mean, it's so sick, the music that comes out of the Bay Area. It really is. Whether it's underground hip hop, whether it's fucking Bay Area slaps like E40, just go stupid, go dumb, you know, that's sick too. I'm all about it. But I don't know, man. It's you can't be from the Bay and not have a little bit of love for hip hop. True shit. I mean, Pac lived in the Bay Area.
Yeah, it's part of the culture, man.
It's super part of the culture. I love the culture. But I mean, also the Bay Area just has so much culture in general. I mean, it did. It's slowly fading out. But yeah, growing up there was pretty sick, especially with the music scene, because you can go to Honor Nicotina record release parties or G-Eazy release parties, and they just be some random building. You stand in line. It's G-Eazy listening party tonight, and it's free. You just walk in there, and then this fool's in there just turning up with everybody, just son, what the fuck, really? Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But what was has there been any shows now that kind of that you've really appreciated, or new hip hop artists that are coming out? Because you were saying before the podcast, you were like, yo, there's been some like really, really good hip hop artists that are coming out. Lyrical rappers are coming back.
Mm-hmm.
People are getting a little over just the party rap, which there's a time and a place. But would you say there's some new rappers that are coming out lyrically that you're messing with pretty tough right now?
That's like meaningful. Like if that's coming out with
I mean, it can be meaningful, or it can be like DaBaby. Like DaBaby's really good.
Dude, I mean, come on, DaBaby.
He raps real good, but his shit is just like so gangster, and it's not. It's lyrical, but it's gangster lyrical. But then you have like J. Cole lyrical, or you could have who am I listening to right now? I'm listening to a lot of J. Cole actually, and then like Joyner Lucas. DaBaby, obviously. Fuck. I don't know who else. I think that's kind of it for me on lyrical right now, because I've been listening to a lot of old school hip hop.
I'm like going through my list of everything I listen to. Been big on JPEG Mafia.
JPEG Mafia?
JPEG
Mafia. Okay.
Yeah, JPEG Mafia to me is like coming out with some of the most like original stuff right now. Danny Brown's new album.
Ooh, Danny Brown's good.
Out of LA, Carter Ace and Blue and Ono. So there's like they're smaller, more indie, but they're coming up right now. I'm trying to think of this last year has been like literally one of the best years for hip hop, I think.
Did you like Mac Miller's last album?
YBN Cordae, dude. Have you listened to YBN Cordae?
No.
So we're gonna have to talk after this, bro. I'm about to
drop it. No, we can talk about it right now.
No, I would give you a whole list, dude. I mean, give you some.
Lay me down some shit. Yo, this podcast is not just about coffee. This is about hip hop. It's about coffee. Man. It's about everything. Yo.
Yeah. Duckworth.
Okay, I've heard of Duckworth.
Yeah, Duckworth. YBN Cordae. That's like easily my top 5 albums from this year. Maybe it's my top album this year.
Really?
Yeah, it's really, really good.
There's a dude on Top Dog. I can't remember. He has a song called For the Squaw. Like, I don't know his fucking name, but he's on Top Dog, and I listen to his album, and it's this. His beats are almost like lo-fi beats, and he just raps, and it's just so raw. Or Schoolboy Q.
Schoolboy Q.
I like Schoolboy Q a lot.
To me, I love the fact that we're going back to like original cypher and like boom bap, and you know, like it's more than just, you know, spitting out these lyrics, but it's the artistry and the rhythm that goes behind it. But then it's also like, what's the content of our lyrics? You know, and I think a lot of the content this last year is like it's super meaningful to like where the culture is at right now. We were talking about that earlier, but like I think it's a response. You know, it's a response to like the divisiveness of our country. It's a response to oppression. It's response to the wage gap. You know, it's like, you know, I think it all comes out from a place of like being like an attention, you know? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So like good times of tension in history has good art. Like that's where it comes out of tension and culture, you know? Mm-hmm. And so like, dude, the last few years of hip hop has been insane. There's just so much good art coming out, you know?
I mean, we were listening to that song, or I was telling you about it before the podcast. I was listening to, it's that new Gangstar album. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you listened to it.
Dude, so good.
So good.
So good.
And the song that he did with J. Cole, that was the song I was talking about.
Yeah.
And so he says, if you're not feeling this, wait, let the years pass, let the tears crash. And then I heard that. And at the time, a couple weeks ago, or even maybe a month ago now, or whatever it was, for me, hip-hop is so meaningful, because we were talking about this before the podcast. It's like, it's not, they might not be playing instruments, but what they are giving you is like lyrical demolition. It's like lyrical like murder, bro. Like, you don't need to make your fingers make this sound and have this amazing lyric. What I'm saying with my words and the way I put it to this tune that just is going to hit you like right in the core, that's all you need, bro. And that's, for me personally, when I hear certain things like that, lyrical content, that it has meaning and it has purpose and it has intent, it's just so much deeper. I love the party rap, but I love me some deep, like Immortal Technique. I've been on a huge Immortal Technique tip lately, and it's very interesting because I'm not political at all. I choose to focus on the positive, and so I just put
Yeah,
that
yeah.
shit out of
Yeah,
my
yeah.
life. But a lot of his albums are very political, and his points are very political. And at the points when he was putting out these albums, it was like when George Bush Jr. was in.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's also these songs called "You Never Knew," about a girl who had got HIV from a blood transfusion, and she was like in love with this guy, and then he went to prison, got caught up, and she died while he was in prison. He comes out to go visit her, and there's like a note that's been waiting for him for like years now or something, and it was like this girl confessing her love, and she was like, I couldn't be with you, I wish I could be with you, but like I got a blood transfusion that left me with HIV in 1993. Like, what?
Yeah.
And then it's just like, and he's like, and that's where the story ends, and it dies without a sequel, because now you know why Technique don't fucking fall in love with people. It's like, whoa. You hear these things in the way that that's what I'm saying, like the delivery, it's like, it's real shit that comes out of your chest, out of your, like, it's a deeper feeling. Like, I don't have kids, but I know, like you were saying, there's this feeling though, I know that people get when it's like, you can't describe it. And it's that feeling that's like so deep, but you're only so wide, but it's like, how did it go that deep kind of thing? And that's that feeling that I would get when I heard shit like that. Like, for me, I feel lyrical hip hop.
Yeah. I mean, without getting like super, analytical and deep, but I mean, I think you'd put like maybe jazz in the same category, of where, first of all, the art itself is coming from, especially when it's, freestyle, when it's just coming off cypher, it's like coming off, freestyle, where, just like jazz, where like they're doing it, they're having a shed moment, they're doing it on a jam, like everything, you're watching it happen live, so that in itself, like most music doesn't really follow that vein, at least on the mainstream, music, doesn't follow that vein, where it's just coming straight from the heart, like you're watching it live, like everything that's within that person's coming out in that moment. So I think that is one of the things that makes hip hop unique, is that you do have something that is their passion, like coming out real time, it's like, and then every lyric that went into it was driven by their life work and their life passion. So then the other thing too is like, it's an art that comes out of oppression. Like, you don't hear like that country star who felt like they had no other out except for fucking country. It's like, I'm gonna grab this guitar and I'm gonna go play music. If I can't make it in country, then I'm not gonna make it. I feel like my life is over. Like, there is no out. There is no hope. There's no light at the end of the tunnel. And so it's very rare that you see an art form that comes out of necessity, and it comes out of like depravity, and it comes out of a deep desire to like, oh, I have no other out. Like, this is my out. Yeah. Like, I don't see any other out, And so I think that's where a lot of the core of like what makes it so pure is that it comes from that kind of a real place,
Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah. I've heard Biggie say it, but also 2 Chainz say it recently. It's like, either you rapping or you playing ball. Like, that's you either rapping or you got a jump shot. Biggie said that once, but it's real. I mean, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5 and the Grandmaster Flash, or Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5. That's what it was. They did Don't Push Me 'Cause I'm Close to the Edge. That what the fuck is that song called? I'm so stupid right now. I can't even think about it.
Dude, listen, man.
It doesn't matter.
My day started at 5:30 this morning, so I'm not going to be able to much help, dude. It's been a long work day, dude.
Mine's the same way. Anyways, we'll move on from that. But, dude, I really appreciate the love for hip-hop, because that is such a big part of everything that I do in my life, whether it's the way I'm dressing, whether it's where I wear my hat, whether it's the way that I feel that I put the energy on the coffee beans. Like, yo, I want it to be smooth. When I hear people say, like, oh, this is smooth, it's like, that's right. Goddamn right. That's what it's supposed to be. Smooth, motherfucker. That's right. That's right. Because it's hip hop. This love. It's like suavecito, like you can be suave, you can be suavecito, whatever you want to be with it. That's what it is.
Right.
But I love to hear the passion coming from you. And that's another reason why I want, like, hearing you talk about it, bro, that gets me excited. Like, I want to go back to your shop now and just like look at it differently and see the way you see it. It's like, I see this. Yeah. This is super sick. Now, one thing that's becoming a huge obsession of mine is espresso.
Mm.
Do you guys have thoughts on what you want to do with your own espresso blend? Because I mean, you're going to be roasting a lot. So new location, growing all these things. Do you have an obsession with the espresso, or is it like, do you have ideas of where you want it to go? Do you want it to be sweet? Do you want it to be like full bodied, a little bit more acidic, stuff like that?
Yeah. So, I mean, first off, I mean, I don't want to speak for Noah, and I don't want to speak for Marco, because I want them to feel like, okay, they're going to like, sure, I have my idea of what I think we should, be offering, through our offerings, just from like a business standpoint, just from a marketing standpoint, but viability, of will we be able to function, and the types of coffees that you're offering has a large portion, of whether or not that matters. But I want them to be able to like offer the coffee that they want to offer. Like, I feel like giving people places to fail and giving them places to succeed and allowing them to come up with what they have passion for. So I don't want to necessarily speak for them, but I can speak, where we've been in the past.
Okay.
So this is not necessarily where we're going, but where we've been in the past is this mindset of if it's good, it's good. Like, I hate when I don't like hate it, but I just think I find it amusing when people are like, "Oh, I hate naturals. I don't like naturals." Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like I was just in the shop the other day, and this guy I think it was at Elliot's shop, and dude, that guy's like the god of naturals right now. Like he's he always grabs some. I mean, he's gotten all kinds of stuff, but he roasts a good natural, and this guy like comes up to the counter, and he's like, "Oh, I never drink naturals. Blah blah blah." But he didn't have any naturals on pour overs, and he wanted a pour over, so he's like, "Oh, I'll get the natural." So he comes back in and later he's like, "Oh, I never drink naturals, but that was like, that tasted like a really clean wash, and so like, might as well like said, "Fuck you" to Elliot, right to his face, but it was just funny because like, obviously this guy has some preconceived ideas, on what type of coffee, is good and what isn't good. And that's what I love about coffee. It's like, no, dude, it's subjective, and it's nuanced, and there's different flavors and things you can bring into it. And
it's like different regions within a region.
Yeah.
It's going to give you a completely different tasting coffee.
And you can have the exact same coffee and process it different.
Exactly.
It's like, I mean, I loved at the very beginning we had, I think it was Olympia, which, dude, I mean, we've had so many good coffee. Like when I started to think about it, I was so excited. We try to bring in coffee that you won't necessarily get here locally. It's like, I think Steady State was the first people that we had local. They're at Carlsbad. They're not really like local. You got to drive
like
at least
San Diego County.
Yeah, you got to drive 40 minutes to get some, But I mean, it's like, if you want local, go like right there. Let's go support them. Or you can have some of our coffee that we're roasting, which is, hyper local. But in the meantime, like if you love coffee, I want to give you access to coffee you can't get,
Yeah.
And so that's why we brought in Onyx and Pilot and Olympia and Huckleberry and Auggies and like, I forget how many different roasters we've gone through since day one, but we try to bring in like ones who've won Micro Roast of the Year. We try to bring in like ones who've placed in the SEA, like ones who are like up on the top,
Are you going to bring in like Mostra?
Dude, I freaking love Mostra, man. Those are my homies. Yeah,
dude,
of course.
Just won.
Yeah. So I told him,
crazy.
I'm like, dude, let's set up a cup, let's set up a cupping, But, we try to bring in coffee, especially for those guys. I mean, like they're kind of like out on their island, on the Carmel Mountain,
Dude, yeah, I'm going to get Mike on the show. I'm going to talk to him about it.
That guy's amazing. He's a good guy. He's a really good guy.
And he has an amazing beer palate.
Dude, I have never met anybody who's more connected in the beer scene than that guy.
That dude just came so correct. Like first time I meet him, he's like, "All right, you're going to drink all these beers." I'm just, What is this?
And this one's $400, and this one's $100, and this one's.
He's like, this one has our coffee in it. It's like, what's it?
No.
What was your name again? You're like Mike. I was like, yeah, Mike. Okay, cool. Thank you, bro. Like this is amazing. Like dude, I'm glad I met you.
They brought like 2 cases of beer, and every single one of them had their coffee in it. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Every single beer,
even the ones that were like light.
All of them. They all had their coffee in them. Yeah.
Whoa.
It's dope, dude.
Dude, yeah, Mike's cool.
He's got mad connections. Yeah.
Dude, yeah, that's another thing I want to talk about. I mean, to kind of segue a little bit. Mm-hmm. I mean, the first time I met you. So I don't know how it happened at all. We were in Orange County that day doing something. I don't know what we were doing. Sorry, it runs into one. But we were at our Orange County location, and on the way back, I'm sitting in the back of the car, and Eric, the owner of Seven States, he's like, "Would you want to be a judge at a latte art competition tonight?" I was like, "What? Are you serious?" And he's, "Yeah, for Public Square." Really? And I was like,
Yeah.
"Are you sure?" Like, me. And he was all, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah, okay, cool. You're sure?" He's like, "Yeah, that's what." So, like, yeah, they asked about you. I was like, "Okay, cool." So yeah, we go. I'm gonna do it, and I rolled in and I met Mike and I met Will at Tired Eyes / Hawthorne. And of course, all the homies were there. There's like so many people who have been on Caffeine and Green that were there. I was like, "Oh, this is so sick."
That's dope.
And then I met you, and like, why did somebody just throw my name out there or what? I mean, like, not to sound like, oh, I want to know why, but like, I was like, that was so random. Oh, hell yeah. I was like, yes, I got asked. I was like, this is sick. I mean, is there any particular reason or?
Yeah, dude. I mean, so everyone that we had on there was like kind of like one of those last minute, you know, like, hey, let's try to get some people on here that we feel like, you know, are not. I mean, obviously we love baristas being, you know, judges as well, but also like we'd love to have a little mix of like getting roasters in there.
Okay.
You know, and so like I wanted, you know, either Eric or you, either one of them, you know, to be able to come on and judge, but just from like a roaster perspective, you know, we're just really appreciating the coffee from a different perspective. And
sick.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, no, that was
yeah,
tight.
Thanks for being spontaneous, man.
Dude, it was so fun. And like I said, you were playing amazing music. Dude, straight up, I'm not even going to lie. I can tell you exactly what songs I heard that night. I was sitting there drinking these amazing beers with Mike and Will. And I heard "Wanna Get to Know You" by G Unit. I was like, bro, who's the DJ? Yo, this is a great song. I haven't heard this song in years. I love this song. And I put it on I immediately pulled out my phone and went on Spotify. Like that way when I went home, when I drove home that night, first song I played was "Wanna Get to Know You." Like, yo, good slap. I heard "Let Me Hold You Down" by like Omarion and Lil Bow Wow. And then just like some, I think he even played like some Warren G. I was like, what? Who's on DJ right now? I was so pumped that whole night. I mean, you had these great beers. You had the great music. We're doing latte art. You had your homie, who was the MC.
Yeah, Blake. Yeah,
Blake.
He does all of our after hours events. So he's the one who's booking the artists and everything. Yeah.
Bro, hilarious. I met him afterwards. He introduced himself, and I was just like, he's like, "Bro, your grill." I was like, "Thanks, homie. I appreciate it." I was like, "You were funny as fuck, by the way." Like, straight up. Because he was killing it that whole night on the mic. He's like, I don't pour any type of latte art. But he's just on the mic, just like killing it.
Yeah.
And it was a fun event, man. That was your 3-year anniversary party, right?
Yeah, that was like for industry night. So it was like, we just wanted to party with all of our friends in the industry and just celebrate, you know, community.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, and Auggies was there. What was Homeboy's name? Austin.
Yeah.
And then Tyler or Dan? Or who's the other roaster? Nathan? The Auggies.
Dude, you're going to kill me, bro.
Dude, it's Austin and the dude with the long hair.
I know. So now I'm going to feel like shit because I can't remember his name. Dude, you just ruined it.
I'm so sorry.
They're going to be so pissed
They
at
were
me.
so sick, though. And then Blair, their barista, bro.
Badass. I
seen her hair, and I went up to her, and no lie, the first thing I said, I was like, yo, you have the freshest cut in the entire building. Like, straight up. I'm not even going to lie. I didn't even introduce myself. I was like, I just want to tell you that first. My name's Connor. How you doing? And she's like, yo. I was like, yo, your haircut game is tough right now. Like, hella good fade. Like, who's your barber? On the real. Where are you going? Like, yo, who fades you up that nice?
She's so talented.
Dude.
She's crazy. Yeah.
That was by far one of the best nights I've had in a coffee event. Straight up. Man. I mean, just in general, because there were so many homies, and then you have all these talented people. Poor Marco. His hand is just like, yo. When it came time to his, like, he's just.
Dude, Marco's got game, man.
He's got game, but that's why his hand was shaking.
Yeah.
Like, what happened?
It just, nerves hit you. He hasn't poured for a while, so he was just getting back into the pour game. As far as like competing, Noah, I mean, dude, that guy's.
Is that
like,
the dude with the white tee and he was wearing like a beanie, like the normal
No.
barista that you have there?
Yeah,
Noah,
no,
right?
yeah, no.
Okay.
Our shop manager. I
Oh
mean,
wait, the blonde kid?
No, he's not the blonde kid. No, he's the 6'3" big dude.
Okay, yeah, no. I know who that is. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, but he's won multiple times. You know, he places in the top 2 or 3. Like, I swear it's like every other time. You know, so it's like, but he, you know, nerves got him that night.
Yeah,
You know?
dude, the nerves, man.
Yeah.
Dude, especially when it's the local SD crew. Seeing all the homies from all the different shops.
Dude, yeah, especially when like the big guns are showing up, man. Like
Yeah.
everyone was coming to pour.
Yeah, that was
so,
a good time, man.
yeah.
I really appreciate being involved in that. That was really great. So you have 3 years anniversary. You have a new location. You're roasting. What is on the horizon? Dude, there's got to be more plans, bro. Just get this new location opened up, like.
Yeah, man. I mean, what we do is, I mean, one of the approaches of what we do is to us, it's like it's a legacy thing, dude. It's a heritage thing. Like we don't, like this industry is too difficult to just be in it for the money. I mean, like people are in it for the money, cool, you know. But it's got to be one of those things where like if you're gonna be in it long term, you gotta have passion for it, man. The margins are too small. You're not getting in it because you're gonna get rich off of it, you know. It's like and so for us, it's more of like, man, what kind of impact are we making on the community? You know, like how are we, how connected are we to like bringing like life and vitality and health and, you know, to the actual neighborhoods and to the village that we're a part of, you know? And so for us, dude, it's like, it's one thing at a time. Like it's got to come out of, you know, relational equity. It's got to come out of friendships and connections, and it's got to come out of passion. And, you know, so right now it's La Mesa and National City. Like that's enough, you know, on the horizon. Dude, that's like so much stuff.
Dude,
right
those
there,
are,
you know?
when you hear people say like San Diego, oh, I have 2 locations. Oh, where are they at? Like, oh, PB, OB.
Yeah.
You're like La Mesa National City. It's like, dude, those are 2 tough markets, and you're fucking holding it down.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Dude, National City is going to be dope, bro. I'm telling you right now, you heard my Aaron T. Like, dude, that's going to be one of the spots in San Diego.
Yeah.
Like, it really is, you know, for food and for culture and everything. Yeah. I mean, because it's already there. It's already built in. It's like 60% Hispanic. It's like, or I think it's higher than that. It's like 80% or whatever. And then it's like 20% plus 25%, you know, Filipino. So it's like, it's already like built in.
Oh, so it's your people, bro.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Yo, you ready?
For sure.
¿Hablas español?
No, muy poquito.
No, poquito, sí. Muy bien.
No, man. My wife is half Mexican, and then she's half white, half Mexican. So it's like the opposite of me. Like her dad's Mexican, first generation. Yep. And then her mom is like some Scandinavian country, Danish, I think. And then and so she's like this total mix. I'm mixed, half Filipino, half Caucasian. You know, so our kids are like all mutts, you know.
Yeah.
But so it's cool.
That's
like
tight,
it's cool, like National City, because that's what it is. It's mainly Hispanic and Filipino.
Dude, it's funny. We're exactly opposite. I'm half Mexican, half white. Like I'm 1% more Mexican than I am Irish, split down the middle. And then my wife is full blood Filipino, but not just like not white.
Dude, you guys gonna have kids, man? You gonna have some beautiful kids, man. Maybe not.
I don't know. We'll leave that subject open.
Oh, dude, sorry about that, dude.
No, it's all good. it's all G. Yeah, man. I don't know. It'd be crazy. Yeah. I mean, you can't. People don't even know I'm white, bro. I had a dude who's from Mexico one time. He was not pumped that at the time I spoke like no Spanish. I speak Spanish now, but not anything when I met him. His name was Jesus. And he's like, your name is Cano. And I was like, yeah, bro. Cano. Like, that's what it is. And he was all, Cardenas. And I was like, yeah, see? Cardenas. Yeah, see? And he was all, he's like, you know I don't like you, Cano. And that's like exactly what he said. It was like, why? He's like, you look white. You're a Mexican who looks white and talks black. And I was like,
nailed it, dude.
Tight, bro. Sick. I mean, like, yeah. What do you want me to say to that?
This is America, man.
Bro, like, he's like, what's wrong with you? Why don't you speak Spanish? And I was like, I don't know, bro. It wasn't taught to me. I'm sorry. I didn't take the initiative. I learned French. Fuck me.
I did 4 years of French too, dude.
Bro, I'll figure it out. And then, later I get into coffee, and it was like, oh, I should start learning Spanish.
If you're in California, you better at least be able to read it.
Dude, it's been like going on 5 years now. So I take it very seriously now. But at the time when I was like 22, 23, I was like, whatever. Just douche. It was funny back then. But dude, yeah. So I'm really stoked that you're going to be opening in National City. You're going to be holding it down. Are you going to be the only specialty coffee shop around that area? Or do you see other people kind of like Dark Horse or something like that moving in, or other people?
Yeah. I mean, as of right now, there's no one that's set to come in there. We will have a little bit of the coffee community. I mean, right now, oh man, I'm going to feel bad because I can't remember the name of their new project, but Project Rio. Have you ever heard of those guys?
I
They're out of Paradise Hills. Those guys are dope.
I'm sorry.
They're just good people, man. But yeah, it's
coffee roasters.
they don't roast. I know they want to roast.
They're like a cafe.
Yeah, but they're a cafe, and but they just opened a new spot on National City Boulevard. So it's a little ways from us, but it's not too far. I mean, they would be like what we'd consider neighbors. So they're gonna be holding it down. But we have really like Ari, who's on our team, works with San Diego Coffee Network, and but she has like this dream of like,
Yeah.
She's badass. But it was her birthday yesterday.
Happy birthday!
No, it's her birthday today.
Oh, feliz cumpleaños,
yes.
Ari.
But yeah, she just has a dream of seeing like multiple shops. We want to see like 6 shops in the next 2 years. So
Of Public Square.
No, of coffee shops in National City.
Oh, I was going to be like, damn, son, like,
no.
you're really getting it.
No, dude, I go crazy. No, dude, I want to have tons of neighbors. I've been inviting everybody down there. It's like to me, like the scene's big enough. I mean, right now there's 2 Starbucks in all of National City. There's 65,000 people there. There's 2 Starbucks. That's it. That's the only coffee. So I really want to see a scene, grow there for specialty coffee. So even with our roaster, man, we're setting up the roaster, but we're going to be offering toll roasting, just because I want people to be able to, get into coffee down there.
Sick. Damn, dude.
Yeah.
That's fucking epic, bro. I really hope that everything works out, and I really hope that just things get popping. Like,
dude, thanks,
I'm gonna be keeping my eye, dude. I'm like so pumped. I want to go to your shop now. Just stat. I want to go. I hella want to see the design aspect of it, like we were talking about. But yeah, bro. I mean, we're about there. I want to get you out of here so you can go celebrate or whatever. But yes, Aaron, is there anything else that you'd like to touch on, or is there like tell people where they could find you on Instagram or Facebook or wherever? Yeah,
dude. Instagram, Public Square Coffee.
Okay.
And just a shout out to the whole Public Square Coffee team, dude.
Yes.
I love them, man. It's everyone's family. Everyone's just, we were all hanging out last night and grabbing pizza together for Ari's, birthday. And it's family, man. Like to me, it's, if I would rather just have them all sitting here, because it's not me, It's like every single day when I walk into that shop, dude, it's all them, dude. Those guys are legit. I really.
Well, it's an extension of you, bro.
Well, yeah.
That's what it is.
But I mean, it's we hire passion, not skill set. Skill sets follow. Cool. Like we could teach everybody coffee. If you care about it, we hire passion and character. Dude. And it's like everyone there is, dude. They're just amazing people. So
yes,
yeah. So just shout out to the passion. To the
shout out to the passion. No, shout out to the passion.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Public Square team. Yo, love y'all. But shout out to the passion.
Yeah.
Yo, that's shit. That's got to be the new one.
You just got it, dude.
Yo, you got it. You just dropped it out. Yo, shout out to the passion.
Yeah.
Yo, that's where we're ending it right there. You can't even do better than that. Yo, Aaron, thank you so much for coming to Caffeine and Green, sir. And it will not be the last.
For sure.
Let's talk about. Let's run you back when after you get that second location open and see how it's running back. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's come back with a couple mics, dude.
Oh, dude.
Bring in some of the team.
Oh, I have 4 mics.
Let's roll.
Yo, we can make this poppin'.
Yeah, they would love it. They would love it.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Aaron, let me get some.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Peace.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you to Aaron for coming out tonight. Really appreciate it. Thank you to Public Square, everybody who's holding it down out there. Shout out my boy Marco. And to all of you beautiful people, thank you to all of you. And if you haven't already, spread the word. Caffeine and Green is what it is. Hit that subscribe button. And let's keep it going. Thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate y'all, honestly, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Peace.